So we are pairing Halloween candy with wine. Really, that's just sort of the underpinning of teaching the WSET's thoughts on food and wine pairing. There's some really great, work that they've done, in that field. And each of the levels 1 through 3 cover, this same material, on excellent pairings, or just the interactions between food is what they're really talking about, because knowledge of how food and wine react with one another can help you avoid really bad pairings or make great pairings, or understand even just why you like what you like. That really important, I think, for people to know that there isn't, just perfect pairings for all. It depends on what you like, because people have different, sensitivities. So you might be sensitive to acid or to bitterness. Like, I grew up and I'm, iceberg lettuce, in Massachusetts, where, there was one Chinese restaurant and everything else was just plain Jane food. When my husband grew up in France and he likes all bitter greens and he loves bitter. And it took me a while. It took me a good, I think, the 17 years since we've known each other to get used to bitter greens. So it's just also preferences. Preferences are different from sensitivities in the fact that even though something might be striking, just like the bitterness or chilly heat, you might like, what that does, to your system, to you. So it's also preferences come into play as well as sensitivities. The most important thing is eat and drink what you like and what you like together. But here, there are some really, interesting principles behind how food and wine interact. So that's what we're going to dive into today.
Great,
That was a
fun.
long explanation.
Yeah, no, that's great. So I think this is probably going to be one that most people haven't thought of, is pairing wine with Halloween candy. So I'm very interested to see what you have here. So why don't we get started?
Great. So the first few questions that we have are going to be about different candies. And I just want you to know that I took this task very seriously this weekend and opened a lot of candy and tasted a lot of candy with, for those of you who haven't seen it, we have these, we send to all of our students these Master of Wine kits. And so I had plenty of these wines available. So I was tasting with low tannin reds, high tannin reds, high acid whites. So tasting along with these kit wines that we send to all of our WSET students. So took the task very seriously. Let's go ahead and dive in. Question number 1, Skittles. Skittles will make an oaked, high tannin Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon taste A, fruitier, B, less tannic, C, sweeter, D, more bitter. Skittles.
Okay, for those of you who join us on a regular basis, you know what the Jeopardy music means. Log in your answer into the comment section. And when the music stops, we will reveal the correct answer.
Oaked, high tannin Napa Valley Cab.
Okay, well, the audience has voted and they say D, more bitter.
More bitter. If you go ahead and click, the answer is going to be right there.
Okay.
D, more bitter. We've got a smart group there. I'm going to do a few of these candies and then explain the concept behind this for anybody who didn't answer more bitter. So if you could go to the next one, Christian.